Want women to like you? It's not about money, man. I know. That's the opposite of what social media, flex culture, and half the gurus out there keep saying. But stick with me, because today, I'm going to show you exactly what actually makes women like you, and it's way more powerful than how fat your wallet is. Now, before we dive deep, let's set something straight. Do women like men with money? Sure, some do. Just like some men like women with model looks or certain body types. But here's the truth. For a real relationship, for women to genuinely like you, respect you, and want to be around you, money alone won't cut it.
And that's actually the good news. Because the things that really matter are skills you can develop. They're not reserved for the rich or the famous. They're available to you right now for free if you're willing to learn and practice. So if you've ever felt like, I don't earn enough to attract the kind of woman I want. Women only like guys with flashy cars, fancy watches, or six-figure jobs. Or maybe you've been overlooked for the rich guy in the room. This video will reset your mindset and provide you with a roadmap.
Quick thing before we start. If you want more real psychology-based dating advice that cuts through the noise, hit that subscribe button and join the Modern Love Talk family. Okay, so let's start here. Why doesn't money guarantee attraction? It comes down to something psychologists call intrinsic versus extrinsic value. Don't worry, I promised I'd keep this simple. Think of it like this. Extrinsic value is what's on the outside. Money, cars, clothes, clout. Intrinsic value is what's on the inside. Confidence, emotional intelligence, charisma, values, how you make someone feel. Extrinsic things can catch someone's attention. Sure, that Ferrari pulls eyeballs, but it's intrinsic value that makes someone stay. Let's get real. Women don't date wallets. They date men. And if the man behind the money is boring, insecure, controlling, or shallow, the money becomes meaningless, sometimes even repellent. Here's a quick story. I had a client, let's call him James. Dude was loaded. I'm talking luxury condo, designer shoes, the whole package. He'd take women to 5-star restaurants on date 1. But guess what? They rarely stuck around. Why? Because he treated money as a substitute for personality. He thought swiping his card would make women fall in love. But in conversation, flat. No humor, no curiosity, no depth. Women enjoyed the free dinner, but dipped out when they realized there was nothing behind the Amex. Now, compare that to another guy I coached, Mike. Works a regular job, drives a decent, used car, no flash. But when he walks into a room, he's confident, funny, knows how to tell a story, and makes people feel comfortable. Guess who gets way more second dates? Mike.
So if you've been thinking your paycheck is holding you back, let me stop you right there. Women are way more interested in who you are than what you swipe. All right, let's bust another myth. Some guys think women scan your net worth like they're Wall Street analysts. Not true. Here's what really happens. Within the first few minutes of meeting you, women are picking up on vibes, body language, and energy. These are things money can't fake. Here are the top things women really notice first. Confidence, not arrogance. Confidence equals walking tall, relaxed posture, steady eye contact, calm voice. Arrogance equals trying too hard, bragging, cutting others off, me. Women can smell the difference a mile away. How you treat other people. Do you say thank you to the barista? Are you polite to the waiter? Do you make people feel included? These small moments scream volumes about your character. Your vibe, calm or chaotic. Are you grounded, relaxed, fun to be around? Or do you come across anxious, desperate, or like you're auditioning? Basic grooming. Clean nails, fresh breath, decent clothes. They don't need to be expensive, just fit well. Trust me, no woman is swooning over your $800 sneakers if you've got bad hygiene. Here's the kicker. Studies show that nonverbal communication makes up more than half of first impressions. That means how you carry yourself, body language, tone, presence, matters more than what you say, and definitely more than what you own. Mini challenge for you. Next time you walk into a room, ask yourself, if I didn't say a word, what vibe am I giving off?
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Yes, money can attract women, but often it attracts the wrong kind of attention. Here's the trap. If a woman is only interested in your money, she's not interested in you. And that's a recipe for heartbreak. Think about it like this. Imagine buying followers on Instagram. Sure, your numbers go up, but they're fake. They don't engage, they don't care, they're not real fans. That's what it's like when women only like you for your cash. Shallow, empty, temporary. Now, do some women chase money? Of course. But here's the secret. The women who are worth your time are looking way deeper. They're asking, does this guy make me feel safe? Can I respect him? Is he fun to be around? Can I see myself building a life with him? Notice how none of those questions involved a dollar amount.
Here's the truth. If you have money but no character, you're just an ATM with legs, and nobody wants to be that. All right, now let's flip it. If money isn't the magic ticket, what actually makes women like you? Here are the core traits that truly move the needle. Number 1, confidence without cockiness. Walk tall, shoulders back, make eye contact. Speak clearly, don't mumble, don't over-explain. Confidence is quiet assurance. Cockiness is loud insecurity. Quick story. I once saw a guy walk into a bar. Nothing flashy, just jeans and a t-shirt. But the way he moved, like he belonged. Calm, smiling, unhurried. Within minutes, women were gravitating toward him. Meanwhile, another guy came in, dripping designer everything, loud as a jet engine, and got ignored. Confidence greater than cash. Every time.
Number 2, humor. You don't need to be Kevin Hart, just light, playful energy. Humor shows you're relaxed, socially skilled, and fun to be around. Women love men who can make them laugh. It signals intelligence and creativity. Number 3, purpose. Women respect men who have direction. You don't need to be the CEO of a startup, just have goals, dreams, and passions. A man with purpose is magnetic because he's not chasing women, he's chasing growth. 4, kindness. Simple but powerful. Being genuinely kind, considerate, and empathetic is ridiculously attractive. And no, kindness doesn't mean being a doormat. It means being respectful but having boundaries. Number 5, emotional intelligence. Knowing how to read the room, noticing when she's uncomfortable, being able to have deep conversations without turning them into debates. Confidence, humor, kindness, purpose. Notice something? Not a single one of these requires money. That's the cheat code. If you've been paying attention, you're already ahead of 90% of guys out there. Because here's the truth. The things that make women genuinely like you are skills you can actually practice, not stuff you need to be born with, and definitely not your bank balance. So what do you do instead? If flexing cash, designer gear, or a flashy car isn't the ticket, what's the better path? Here's the simple truth. Invest in yourself, not just your bank account. Let me break this down into practical moves. 1. Work on your social confidence. Women are drawn to men who feel comfortable in their own skin. That means practicing being around people, starting conversations, smiling at strangers, and not being afraid of silence. You don't need pickup lines. You need presence. Try this. Next time you're in line at Starbucks, instead of scrolling your phone, make eye contact with someone and say, "Hey, I like your shoes." Simple, no pressure. Do that often and you'll notice your social confidence shoot up. 4. Kindness. Simple but powerful. Being genuinely kind, considerate, and empathetic is ridiculously attractive. And no, kindness doesn't mean being a doormat. It means being respectful but having boundaries. Number 5, emotional intelligence. Knowing how to read the room, noticing when she's uncomfortable, being able to have deep conversations without turning them into debates. Confidence, humor, kindness, purpose. Notice something? Not a single one of these requires money. That's the cheat code. If you've been paying attention, you're already ahead of 90% of guys out there. Because here's the truth. The things that make women genuinely like you are skills you can actually practice, not stuff you need to be born with, and definitely not your bank balance. So what do you do instead?
If flexing cash, designer gear, or a flashy car isn't the ticket, what's the better path? Here's the simple truth. Invest in yourself, not just your bank account. Let me break this down into practical moves. 1. Work on your social confidence. Women are drawn to men who feel comfortable in their own skin. That means practicing being around people, starting conversations, smiling at strangers, and not being afraid of silence. You don't need pickup lines. You need presence. Try this. Next time you're in line at Starbucks, instead of scrolling your phone, make eye contact with someone and say, "Hey, I like your shoes." Simple, no pressure. Do that often and you'll notice your social confidence shoot up.
Here's the irony. The more you stop trying to impress women with money and start impressing yourself by growing as a man, the more women will actually like you. Now, let's put some science behind this. Why do these non-money traits matter so much? Psychologists talk about something called mate value. It's basically your overall attractiveness as a potential partner. And guess what? It's not just one thing, it's a combination of factors. Here are the top categories. 1. Genetic fitness, health, and looks. This includes physical health, grooming, energy levels. Not about being a model, but about showing you take care of yourself. 2. Social value, status, and charisma. How you fit into groups. Are you respected, liked, connected? Status isn't just money, it's how people treat you. 3. Emotional value, kindness, and stability. Women place huge importance on emotional safety. If you're stable, supportive, and fun, you score major points here. 4. Resource potential, ambition, and direction. Notice I said potential. Women aren't necessarily looking for men who already have it all, but men who are moving forward, building, and not stuck. So when you think women are only about money, remember, money is just one piece. And for most women, it's not even in the top 3. Here's a stat worth knowing. A study by the University of Iowa found that both men and women ranked emotional stability and kindness as more important than looks or wealth in long-term relationships. That means your attitude, empathy, and mindset can literally outweigh your income when it comes to attraction. If you want women to like you, not just use you, focus less on your bank account and more on your emotional account. All right, let's make this super practical. I want to give you some in-the-wild examples of what makes women like a guy. Example 1, the bar conversation. 2 guys are at a bar. Guy A orders a fancy cocktail, shows off his expensive watch, and brags about his business. Guy B orders a regular drink, jokes with the bartender, makes people around him laugh, and asks a woman what her favorite local spot is. Who do you think she remembers? Guy B, not because of money, but because he was fun and engaging. Example 2, the date. A rich guy takes a woman to a high-end steakhouse. Everything's perfect on paper, but he spends most of the time talking about himself. By the end, she feels drained. Another guy takes her to a small sushi place, tells a funny story about his high school band, and listens to her stories with genuine interest. By the end, she feels energized. Who gets the second date? Sushi guy. Example 3, everyday encounters. You're at the gym. One guy is flexing hard, taking selfies, trying to look cool. Another guy casually helps someone rack their weights, shares a smile, and goes back to his workout. Guess which one of the women notices? The guy who's helpful and grounded. The pattern is clear. Women like men who make them feel good. Not look at me energy, but I'm solid, I'm fun, I see you energy.
Here's the cheat code most men never learn. Women remember how you made them feel, not how much you spent. Alright, so now you know money isn't the magic key. But let's get real. Most guys are still making mistakes that push women away without even realizing it. And guess what? You might be doing some of these too. Let's break down the top mistakes that kill attraction faster than bad breath on a first date. Mistake 1, flexing too hard. You've seen it, the guy who can't stop name-dropping his income, car, or vacation. Women instantly label this as insecurity.
Why? Because if you truly had value, you wouldn't need to constantly advertise it. Remember, confidence whispers, insecurity shouts. Mistake 2, being a people pleaser. A lot of guys think the way to win a woman over is to agree with everything she says, do everything for her, and never set boundaries. Wrong, that doesn't make you attractive, it makes you a doormat. What women actually respect is when a guy has his own opinions and isn't afraid to say no when needed. Mistake 3, lack of purpose. Imagine meeting a woman and she asks, "So, what do you do?" And you reply, not much really, I just hang out." That's an instant vibe killer. It's not about what you do, it's about having drive. Women want to feel like you're going somewhere in life. Even if you're at step 1, ambition is magnetic. Mistake 4, putting women on a pedestal. When you treat women like goddesses you need to worship, you create an imbalance. Women don't want to be put on pedestals, they want to be treated like humans. Respect, yes. Worship, no. Mistake 5, forgetting basic grooming. I've got to say it again. Bad breath, dirty nails, greasy hair, all deal breakers. Women aren't asking for perfection, they're asking for hygiene, and it costs way less than money flexing to fix. Here's the crazy part. The mistakes that kill attraction aren't lack of money, they're lack of self-awareness.
All right, enough about mistakes. Let's flip the script. Here's your playbook for what to actually do instead. Step 1, start with presence. Don't overthink what line to use. Focus on your body language. Shoulders back, deep breath, eye contact, and a calm smile. Women notice how you enter a space before you even say a word. Step 2, lead with curiosity. Don't try to impress with bragging. Ask her about herself in a genuine way. Example, instead of, "I just bought a new car," try, "What's your favorite way to spend a Sunday?" Step 3, share your passions. Don't keep the conversation surface level and safe. Let her see your excitement when you talk about what you care about. Passion is contagious. A man excited about photography, hiking, or cooking is far more attractive than a guy who just shrugs at life. Step 4, balance humor and depth. Don't turn every conversation into a stand-up routine. Mix playfulness with real connection. Make her laugh, yes, but also let her see your thoughtful side. Women love men who can shift gears between fun and meaningful. Step 5, end interactions smoothly. Don't overstay your welcome hoping for approval. Leave her wanting more. Say something like, "Hey, this is fun. Let's continue this over coffee sometime." Confident, casual, and leaves the ball in her court. Most guys think attraction is about saying the right line. It's not. It's about being the right vibe. All right, so let's say you've caught her interest. She likes you. Now what? How do you make sure she keeps liking you? Not just for one date, but for the long run. Here's the truth. Short-term attraction and long-term attraction aren't the same thing. Money might get you a flashy first impression, but it won't keep her around. These are the traits that build long-term attraction. 1, consistency. Show up as the same guy you were when you met her. If you were confident and fun early on, don't suddenly turn insecure or needy later. 2, emotional stability. Life throws curveballs. Women look at how you handle stress. If you lose your cool over every little thing, that's a red flag. But if you can stay grounded, you become a rock she can lean on. 3, support without losing yourself. Encourage her dreams. Be her cheerleader, but don't sacrifice your own goals in the process. The healthiest relationships are two people walking side by side, not one dragging the other. 4, playfulness. Keep flirting alive. Keep laughing. Keep surprising her. Long-term love thrives on fun. 5, respect and boundaries. Respect her as a partner, but also hold your own boundaries. That balance creates mutual attraction and trust.
Money can buy attention, but it can't buy respect. And without respect, attraction dies. See you in our next video.